Humanoid robots. The future of work? Or just million-dollar influencers who can't fold laundry? Hello, everyone. I'm Mr.BizNiche. Humanoid robots are everywhere right now. Neo from 1X Technologies showing household task ambitions. Iron from XPeng displayed walking in a female form with fluid motion. Figure AI's bots demonstrating dexterous manipulation. Optimus from Tesla pouring popcorn in a pilot demo. Atlas from Boston Dynamics doing parkour just for fun. In Unitree robotics, G1 humanoids actually throwing punches in robot boxing matches. It all looks super futuristic, right? But once you peel back the hype, the question becomes, how do these companies actually make money? And more importantly, do we even need humanoid robots at all? Last month, I went to IROS, the International Conference on Intelligent Robots and Systems, to present my accepted conference papers. Yep, for a brief moment, I was a roboticist.
Years ago, I was
a roboticist.
Now, I'm a naturalized
humanoid robot. I walked through the exhibition hall and counted roughly 50 to 70 companies showing off humanoid robots or dexterous robotic hands. Every booth had its own next big thing. Some robots waved at you. Some could dance or even do boxing. Some just stood there and looked expensive. It was impressive, but also kind of overwhelming because when everyone's building a humanoid robot, you start to wonder, who's actually building a business? The idea makes sense on paper. We built the world for humans, stairs, door handles, kitchens, so logically, a human-shaped robot should fit right in. But in reality, that's a nightmare. Teaching a robot to move, balance, and interact safely in a human environment is insanely hard. It's one thing to walk across a stage. It's another to unload your dishwasher without smashing every plate. Even with today's AI progress, the gap between a cool demo and a useful robot is still huge. Let's break down the common strategies. 1. Selling the robots. Sounds straightforward, but the costs are brutal. Each robot costs tens of thousands to build, and unless you're selling at massive scale, you're bleeding cash. 2. Robot as a service. You lease robots to factories or warehouses instead of selling them outright. Nice recurring revenue idea, until the maintenance bills show up. Every time a robot falls or a sensor dies, your profit margin does too. 3. Software ecosystem. Sell the hardware cheap. Make money on software updates, data services, or robot app stores. That's a long-term play, but we're not there yet. There's no killer app, no unified platform. 4. The hype loop. Let's be real. For some startups, the main goal isn't sales. It's attention. Flashy demos, viral videos, and investor buzz keep the funding flowing. But that's not a business model. That's theater. Now, let's talk about the tech behind all this, because people hear AI and assume robots are almost ready to replace us. Not quite. Most humanoid robots rely heavily on reinforcement learning, or RL. Basically, you train a robot in simulation, then try to make it behave the same way in the real world. But that transition, what researchers call sim to real, is super tough. The real world is messy, unpredictable, and full of small details that the simulation never captured. So your robot that walks perfectly in a simulator might faceplant on a slightly uneven floor. Then there's VLA, or Vision Language Action Models, kind of like ChatGPT for robots. They let robots understand commands like pick up the red cup and put it on the table. Sounds magical, but the problem is data. These models need massive amounts of diverse, real-world data to generalize. And most of that data simply doesn't exist yet. Same goes for world models, which try to help robots imagine outcomes before acting. It's super promising, but again, we don't have enough high-quality real-world data for robots to build reliable intuition like humans do. So right now, we're stuck between two worlds. The AI is getting smarter, but the physical data and hardware just aren't keeping up. Here's the honest truth. In most industries, you don't actually need humanoid robots. Specialized robots already do a better job. Drones, warehouse bots, robotic arms. They're faster, cheaper, and simpler. Humanoids are chasing flexibility, the idea that one machine can do anything. But in trying to do everything, they often do nothing particularly well. The only reason humanoids dominate headlines is because they look impressive. They're great for PR, for investors, for branding. They make companies look futuristic, even if the balance sheet says otherwise. In the short term, expect more cool videos, more funding rounds, and more promises. But not a lot of profit. In the medium term, some use cases will emerge, maybe in logistics, security, or hazardous environments. Places where replacing a human actually saves serious money. But mass market, at-home humanoids that clean your house or cook dinner, that's still a long way off. Because right now, these robots aren't replacing humans. They're replacing marketing budgets. So yeah, humanoid robots are amazing tech experiments. But as businesses, they're still searching for purpose. If you're an investor, focus on who's solving boring, practical problems, not who's making the flashiest demo. If you're a founder, remember, the world doesn't need a cooler robot. It needs a cheaper, more reliable one. And if you're just watching all this unfold, enjoy the show. The future's coming, but maybe not as fast or as human-shaped as we think. All right, that's it for today. Which company do you think actually has a shot at making money first? Tesla, Unitree, or maybe some startup nobody's heard of yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you like these honest takes on where business meets hype, hit that subscribe. I'm Mr. BizNiche, and I'll see you in the next one.